welcome to a Telltale Books video. I'm Greg.
I'm Emily.
And we're here to continue our Edgar Allan Poe series with a short story that Poe published in Graham's magazine in August of 1841, titled The Colloquy of Monos and Una. And this is number 82 in my bibliography of Edgar Allan Poe. And the interesting thing to note here is that Edgar Allan Poe died in 1847. So even though we've yet to get past a lot of his most famous works, we're approaching the end of his life.
I know. Yeah, he died young, murdered under mysterious circumstances. Ish.
Yeah, maybe murdered.
Maybe
we
murdered.
Don't know.
Yeah.
He might have just been drunk off his ass and fallen into
But
it.
he was found in clothes that weren't his. So that sounds pretty murdery to me.
He might have grabbed somebody else. Maybe he murdered somebody and stole his clothes.
What a twist. Anyway.
We don't know. So anyway, on to synopsis.
So this is a story about a couple who are meeting in the afterlife. And Una had survived her husband. And what is his name again? Monos? Is that how you say it? Monos? Is kind of recounting what happened to him after he passed away while waiting for her to join him and waiting for the afterlife. And that's really the basics of this story. Most of it is him having a very in-body experience and awareness of everything that was going on, and then him sitting in the grave watching time go by.
Yeah.
So it's actually very, this is kind of a cozy It's kind of cozy and cute and romantic.
Yeah, you find moldering in the grave.
Yeah,
cozy.
kind of, in a way. I find it for people who, it's almost comforting, in a way. And there's some interesting theology to it as well, because there are some people who believe that after you die, you go to your afterlife immediately. There's some theology that you have to kind of sit in your grave and wait until the second resurrection of Christ, especially in Christian context, which is probably what we should focus on most, because that was the time and age that Edgar Allan Poe was raised in, and probably speaks to a lot of what was current belief. But it's just kind of interesting, too, because, he perceives Una grieving, and it kind of brings him pleasure, in a very metaphysical way, where he's like, oh, I am missed, I was cherished, and I can't wait for her to come with me and be with me, kind of thing. And just, having this experience of, oh, now I'm comfortably in the grave, and time is passing. And then one day, the grave opens up again, and there's my wife, being lowered in a casket on top of mine, and now we're together, and everything's okay. And then in the afterlife, it's even better. And it's just kind of really chill, and kind of poetic and romantic. And so even though the subject matter is morbid, it's actually quite moving.
Yeah. And
kind of sweet. So I liked it for that.
And it comes from Poe's usual obsession with death as a result of his cousin/wife dying when she was really
His cousin wife.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, yeah, I mean, Poe wrote so many different works, poems and short stories where he's reflecting on death. And so, no surprises here. He's talking about death again.
Yep. But I think it's kind of more romanticized and less horror this time, which is kind of an interesting change of pace.
And it feels like a play.
Yeah, it does. It's written very much stylized like a play.
I could see this as, a dialogue between two actors on a stage.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And of course, it relates to our town.
Very much so.
And, which of course was written way, way later. And I think is a way better work than this. We got to review that someday.
Yeah, we did it in my college. We performed it.
Oh,
and I helped with that production, so I'm all for it.
Were you one of the stiffs?
No, I did hair and makeup.
So
I made them stiff.
Figures.
Yeah, I made them the stiffs.
That came out wrong the first time you said it.
'Cause we're 12. It's okay. We all have that 12-year-old little boy inside us.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, it was an interesting story. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was one of his less powerful short stories, and he's done many far better stories.
Yes, I would agree, but I did find it very touching.
But
I'm glad
for
it
anybody
exists.
that likes Edgar Allan Poe, I think this is a must read because it does again speak to one of his favorite themes.
But also in such a different way than what we're used to with Edgar Allan Poe. Like, we've seen a lot of interesting things with Poe, where he's written some comedies that were very interesting, and of course we're very focused on a lot of his horror because that's what he's mostly known for. But seeing this theme of death in a romantic way where it doesn't become something horrific and it just kind of is very refreshing to me. And I think it just speaks, it's a comforting tale for people who are grieving, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why I appreciate it so much. It's like, oh yeah, death is inevitable, but this is kind of a comforting piece where it's like, yeah, I'm just waiting for my wife now. And it's kind of sweet that way and touching. So, I mean, it's not a terrible work. But yeah, it's definitely a lesser known, very quick to read, and it's cozy. Like, I don't know a better way to describe it.
No.
It is kind of cozy.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything's just kind of romanticized a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. There's not a ton to say.
No,
Because
that's
of how
very,
quick
very
it is.
short.
It is very short.
So, good story. Recommended if you love Poe. Or, I guess, just Gothic themes. It's
Yeah.
pretty good if you like Gothic.
If you're a romantic
literature.
Gothic, you'll enjoy this.
Yeah. Or you're just into death.
You do you, boo.
So, if you have comments if you've read this and have comments to make about it, what do you think? Leave it in the comment section of the video. Otherwise, I don't remember what's the next Edgar Allan Poe because I don't have access to the scrolls. I'm using the iPad for
using the iPad for
camera
recording
now.
right now because our camera's gone and busted itself.
I dropped it.
Oh no, Greg, gravity.
Yeah.
You forgot about it. Oh well, it happens.
Well, and it should have been invincible. I mean, what kind of crap are they making these days that you can't throw it against the wall and have it stay in one piece? I mean, come on.
Capitalism. Stinking capitalism.
Sony.
How dare. Anyway. Oh well.
So,
another death of sorts.
yeah.
Rest in peace, camera.
Pieces.
Pieces. Yeah, for sure. But
so yeah, coming back for more Edgar Allan Poe, we've got some good ones coming up yet. A lot of his best known works we haven't covered yet. And that and all the other videos we got lots of other good things, not Edgar Allan Poe. So come on back and join us.
thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.